A top advisor to Rudy Giuliani is under attack today after declaring there are, quote, too many mosques in the U.S. The Democratic National Committee is calling the comment deplorable and urging the Giuliani campaign to take action. But Congressman Peter King says his statement was taken out of context. So here it is, in context.
Unfortunately, we have too many mosques in this country. There's too many people who are sympathetic to radical Islam. We should be looking at them more carefully. I think there's been a lack of full cooperation from too many people in the Muslim community, and there's a real threat here in this country.
And with me right now, Ibrahim Hooper, on the Council of American Islamic Relations. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
After that interview, Peter King said he meant there are too many mosques that don't cooperate with law enforcement, not that there are simply too many mosques. Can you accept that explanation?
Well, unfortunately, Representative King has ignored for many years the contribution of American Muslims to the security of our nation. FBI Director Mueller has congratulated American Muslims on their cooperation in security matters. There have been innumerable campaigns against terrorism, statements against terrorism, work with the FBI on a number of levels, and he chooses to ignore this time and time again, and you see the result.
All right, so let's take a look at what Rudy Giuliani had to say about this. He says what he means was that there are mosques in which violence is preached. I know that from my own investigations of Islamic terrorism. I also know that there are many mosques in which it isn't. What would you say to someone watching this interview who thinks, yes, the emphasis should be on cracking down on would-be terrorists, not on political correctness?
I think if Rudy Giuliani knows of somebody who's preaching violence, he should report it to the FBI. It's utter nonsense, and he knows it. If he had some evidence of this type, he would report it. They're just trying to score some cheap political points and shore up his support with the extreme right wing, and he's doing it on the backs of American Muslims.
All right. This past summer, investigators, as you know, busted an alleged terror plot at JFK Airport. We also saw those arrests at Fort Dix, the Fort Dix 6 in New Jersey, preempting an alleged attack, according to the feds. Given the threats the U.S. faces, is there a gray area here when it comes to balancing law enforcement with sensitivity toward Muslims? I mean, what's the fine line, do you think?
If anyone knows of somebody about to carry out or planning to carry out some act of violence, they should do whatever they can to stop it, whether it's a Muslim or a person of another faith. But you don't label an entire religious minority as somehow being suspicious. And, you know, we saw even in Peter King's own district over the weekend, a Muslim woman was badly beaten in an anti-Muslim hate crime. I saw no statement from Representative King denouncing that.
All right, Ibrahim Hooper on the Council on American Islamic Relations. Thank you very much for your insight and for your opinion today. I want to go back to